Have you ever been to therapy and felt worse coming out than when you went in? Today, I'm going to be talking about how this can happen and what to do when it does happen and why it happens. That moment where you realize, oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling like I need to rest and recover from my therapy. It's so unpleasant and uncomfortable. And sometimes we don't have the opportunity to actually just stop and have that processing. Sometimes we've got to go and finish the rest of our shift because we've done therapy on our lunch break. Sometimes we've got to go pick up kids from school. We've got busy lives. And having that therapy session that has made you feel this way can be really uncomfortable and disruptive. If you can put your therapy at a time where you know that you're going to have some space afterwards, that can be useful. But if you can't, that's okay too. At least you're making the effort to go. My name's Laura. I'm a psychotherapist in the UK, and I'm making videos on YouTube about therapy and how to use therapy for people who are in therapy and want to get the best of it. I want you to be able to access good therapy and know how to use it. So you've gone to therapy and you've come out and you're feeling worse than when you walked in. Why has this happened? Therapy can be like the analogy or the metaphor of a messy room. Our life can be messy, and sometimes we might step on something and trip, or we might step on a Lego and it really hurts. But while the light is off, we don't know why we're in pain. We don't know why we are reacting, jumping around on one foot, responding angrily, upset. But when we turn on the light, we can go, oh, it was Lego. That's what happened. Or we can see, right, I keep tripping over because this is what's happened. This is everything's everywhere. So when you go to therapy and you have that session where you realize something, the light is turned on in your head. This is a really useful session, but it takes a lot of energy and emotion to get there. And when we have that realization, it can floor us. And so thinking instead of, I don't want to go back to therapy because it's more painful than it is beneficial, can actually be blocking you from having a breakthrough right at that crucial time when your brain and your body is ready to have that acceptance, to have that progress. Whatever it is that needs to be seen has been seen, but you can't clean it up unless you know what you're doing. So your therapist is there to support you to find these things, but also to manage how do I clean this up? Where do I put this? How do I understand it? And so when you have the session and you feel like that, I would definitely recommend that you tell your therapist, I came out of the session last week and I couldn't finish the rest of my shift. I caught the wrong bus home because my brain was just not letting me concentrate. I spent the afternoon in the park because I was too upset to do anything else. I went and laid in bed and I didn't function. I've had those conversations. I've heard people telling that to me, and it's really difficult when you're a therapist and you get that type of feedback because you know that someone's gone to the end of their session and it hasn't been closed emotionally for them in a safe way, and it has affected their day-to-day life outside of the session. And so when that happens, tell your therapist because that should make them see like a little flag of, oh, we need to be closing the sessions with a little bit more thought and care. And then once the therapist knows that this is what's happened last week, we can look at, well, why did that happen last week? What was particularly hard about last week? And the therapist might know. Therapists might not know. We're not mind readers. And so what might have felt like a usual session in your progress to them, to you, might have been massive. So make sure that you're telling them what you're experiencing in between sessions. And when you do have that session that does that to you, take some time to process it if you can. If you can go and think about it and process it in a way that works for you. For some people, it might be journaling. For others, it's a creative pursuit like art or music. For another person, it might be moving their body and having the physical movement to process it. So whatever you enjoy, whatever makes you feel good, that's not an accident. Our enjoyment can be like therapy to us. And so go and do something that will help you process it and understand it. And then talking to your therapist in the next session, telling them what went on for you, trying to understand what is going to work for you to be able to figure out, hang on, I managed to turn the light on, but I thought I was going to clean up the whole room in one go. Or I thought that the light was going to show that I had only one thing on the floor, but actually it was covered. So whatever it was that was unexpected, that didn't feel comfortable, that made you have this massive response, your therapist can help you understand it and help you see, okay, well, maybe we're not ready to clean up the whole room. Maybe we can't tackle everything. What can we tackle? What feels safe to tackle today? And you can trust yourself that if you feel that something is too big, that you can't talk about it with your therapist, or you can't journal about it, or you can't even really think about it. You've never thought about that thing since it happened. Maybe you're not ready yet, but maybe there is something that you can work on. And maybe once you learn to trust and to understand the process, that that feeling of being unsafe isn't pointless. It's not just pain for the sake of pain, it's pain for the sake of growth. That maybe one day you will start thinking about something that you haven't thought about in a long time, or you might even feel like you could journal about it, or you could talk to your therapist about it. And then you get to grow and grow. And then suddenly, a room that was covered in stuff all over the floor and you were tripping over and you were responding because you didn't know, you've turned the light on, you've seen what you're dealing with, and you've started to figure it out, started to understand yourself, started to put things where they belong. And that is only somewhere you can get if you go through the process and doing it at the speed that you're ready to do it at. You can't make yourself do it any faster than you're ready for. And if it feels like you need to have sessions maybe fortnightly instead of weekly, that's okay too, because it's your life, it's your process. Whatever works for you, that means that you're still going in the direction that you need to go in a way that's safe for you. That's what's important. Thank you for listening to this video. And if you want to learn more about how to use therapy, follow me on Instagram, yes, but YouTube. And I hopefully will see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.